Hi everyone, it's Elsie here and I've got a couple of cards to share with you today. I made these for the Pink Paisley blog and yeah, I'm always looking for cards which don't require any special tools but still have that wow factor. There's just so much on the market and I always get FOMO when I don't have all the fancy stuff, but you really don't need it to make these pop-up cards. So hopefully these pictures will give you an idea of what we're creating. It's really simple. All you need is paper trimmer and a ruler of some sort, and obviously pretty papers. I'm using the Whimsical collection, so yeah, ultimate prettiness happening. I'll write all the specific measurements and things on screen just so you can write them down if you want to. So we're firstly cutting two pieces of paper to 5.5 by 8.5 inches. One of these will be your cover and the other piece will be the inside of your tunnel. And then for the cover you need to score at 4.25 inches and then cut off half an inch from one side, which may seem odd but it will all make sense in a bit. So for the first piece of the tunnel part of the card you need to score at half an inch, 4.25 inches and 4.75 inches, and this will kind of create like a sort of box, but yeah, just make sure all the lines are scored really well. I'm using a bone folder, but you can use a ruler or anything, sort of something that you can sort of put a bit of pressure on and crease the edges. And I chose the same pattern paper to create the cover and the inside piece on this card because I was kind of going for sort of a floral spring outdoor garden kind of vibe, so I wanted that green colour all on the inside, and I love that sort of multicoloured patchwork print on the reverse side. So next to make the second part of the tunnel you need to cut a piece to 5.5 by 4.25 inches and score at 1/4 inch from each side. I'm just using plain white cardstock for this bit, but you could obviously use any pattern or colour that you want to. I'm kind of going for like a wildflower spring garden kind of look, so I wanted that kind of pale green colour to be on the inside, to be like quote unquote grass, because I'm going to put clouds in the tunnel. You'll see in a minute. So to create the tunnel effect you need to create a window. I'm using a couple of circle dies just because if I try to freehand cut a circle I'd end up with like a triangle or something. So yeah, I'm using my dies. You can obviously use punches or any sort of size or shape that you want it to be. For the second card I cut it out by hand. I just did a square, so yeah, you can use any kind of shape you want. You just need to make sure that the sort of larger tunnel piece has the larger sort of opening, and then the smaller piece has the smaller opening, so that will kind of create that sort of tunnel effect. So I'm just lining up, make sure it's in the center. I was a bit finicky about this, but you really don't need to be, because you're going to kind of cover it in embellishments and things. So if it's a little off center, it doesn't actually matter. And yeah, I just lined up the middle piece with the score lines on the top piece, and yeah, just made sure that it was kind of vaguely in the center. And ran that through my die cut machine again. So yeah, it's, you know, the steps of this are really, really simple, but it's just kind of difficult to explain. I think I said in my blog post I was trying to like explain what I like did in Word, and I was just like nope, it's easier to see. So good thing I filmed this. So now all the parts are kind of made, it's just time to like assemble it all together, and you can kind of see it all, the shape of it, and coming together. But obviously I didn't want that colourful pattern to be on the inside, so I chose this little cloud paper, and yeah, specifically I wanted that blue cloud with the little raindrops, so I just made sure that I cut a piece that had that in the center, so I could pop that on the back of the card, because you're not going to see that, so it doesn't need to be too neat. Now I'm just making sure that all lines up with the middle tunnel piece, and then I'm going to glue everything together. Oh no, I'm not, I lied. I'm going to do some stitching because I can't not stitch on a card. So now I'm gluing everything together, and I'm just using some thin adhesive on those flaps, and I will glue this smaller piece into the larger tunnel piece, and you're going to make sure it's lined up with the scored line on there, so you know you can kind of fold over into a box. You'll see in a minute what I mean, so just make sure it's all lined up, and yeah, that's the first bit done. And then next you're going to glue the white bit down onto the other side, and just take the adhesive off. Mine ripped the paper for some reason, so I just got a bit of wet glue just to make sure that was properly stuck down. And yeah, you just fold the whole thing over so it's completely flat, and just make sure that it's all kind of stuck together and it's aligned properly and all of that, and it just will slot together, and yeah, I'm just making sure that all the creases work, and it does feel a bit awkward at first, but you just got to wiggle it about a bit just to get everything sort of moving nicely. And next we're going to take the is it the card front, the card cover, and put some tape on the shorter side, because remember we cut off that 1/2 inch, and you're going to glue the back of that whole tunnel piece down onto the card. And I'm being quite liberal with the tape because you want it to, you know, sort of stay stuck down, because it's going to get a lot of sort of movement, so it's just good to have that sort of extra bit of tape just to make sure that it all just stays together. So you line that piece up with the flap, or not the flap, the scored line, and yep, you're basically nearly done. So it folds completely flat, and just to make sure that obviously the tunnel bit works when you open the card, you just need to glue that final scored piece onto the left hand side of the card, and yeah, you basically created like a little box. So you can see here how it folds completely flat, and then once you open it, it just kind of springs into life. So yeah, that's it. It's really, really simple, and I just love the effect of it. I'm definitely going to be making loads more of these. The good little stash busting things as well, because you can probably see in that little blue box that I've got a couple of clouds that I fussy cut from a previous layout that I didn't use. So I just popped those inside the card, and yeah, they're the perfect sort of size, and they're not too thick and dimensional, because yeah, you want that kind of you want the card to remain quite flat, really, because otherwise it will become too bulky. Saying that, I did add some puffy stickers in. I love that little puffy sticker bunting. I think it goes really well with the theme of the card, and it just makes it look really springy and cute. I also added in some of those floral stickers from the little sticker books, and some of them have rose, it's kind of like a matte rosy gold foil on them, and it's really pretty. And then I am taking the little fussy cut clouds, and I'm gluing them inside the tunnel, and I'm making sure that they're kind of all adhered at different levels, just to really sort of maximize that tunnel effect. And I'm also using just a tiny little bit of liquid adhesive to make sure that they're not going, you know, they're really, really stuck down. So, and as you can see on that little orangey cloud that I put at the top left corner, well, not corner, but the top left bit of the circle, I stuck that on the inside of that tunnel, of the first panel of the tunnel. And yeah, it just making sure that like things are at different levels like that just creates a much more interesting and sort of more pop-up-y kind of card, I guess. So the next card I'm following exactly the same steps, and this one I kind of went for an arts and craftsy kind of theme, and as you saw there, I completely messed up because I cut off the 1/2 inch you have to cut off of the cover of the card on the wrong side, so the hearts would have been upside down when I like put it all the right way, which obviously I couldn't have, so I had to cut it again. I was having a bit of a blonde moment, clearly. I cut out all my other mistakes that I made, because honestly I don't know what was happening to me this day. I was just making like really stupid errors all the time. So yeah, for this card I'm kind of going for the rainbow, kind of really lots of colour kind of thing, and the Whimsical collection has so much colour in it. It's just so lovely, and I love that spotty pattern. Yeah, it's just really simple and just pretty. And instead of doing a circle like I did last time, I decided to use this purple Polaroid frame die cut, which I am slightly in love with because I love purple, and I'm so happy this collection has purple in it, and it's not like just sort of one-off bit of purple in it. It's like there's quite a bit of purple in this collection, and it's great. So yeah, I decided to make this the tunnel to be like kind of Polaroid, and I think it's really it was really effective in the end. And yeah, I didn't obviously use any dies for this, I just used some scissors. And I don't know what went wrong on this middle piece, the yellow that I'm like drawing on now, because I just cut out a square that was so wonky. I just don't know how I managed to make it so wonky when I was like measuring and lining everything up. Well, I thought I was doing it perfectly, and obviously clearly wasn't. Maths was never my best subject. So yeah, in the end, I don't think you can tell that it's slightly wonky, because I covered a lot of it up in embellishments, so it kind of worked, I think. And yeah, I just love the contrast of this kind of like soft purple and yellow. It's just really pretty. And that green bit is not staying. I will decide what colour to back that with in a bit, or what pattern paper to use. And I ended up going for that stripy one, but any would obviously work. I just went for the rainbow stripe because, you know, it's a rainbow and it's a stripy pattern. It's just like my thing. I love it. So yeah, I hope I'm recording this in time with what you're seeing, because my video editing software has been really glitchy and it keeps like freezing, so I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, I am now gluing everything together. I think it's paused on the same. I'm gluing everything together, and yeah, just following the same technique as I did for the previous card. And again, I'm just embellishing it with all the sort of crafty sort of ephemera bits and pieces. So you've got like the books, and which I think I fussy cut from one of the 2x2 paper pads. Got some stickers. I've actually put some chipboard in this one as well as puffy stickers. The chipboard's quite thin, so I don't think it actually makes much difference to the bulkiness of the card. And yeah, just dotting around a few like buttons, stickers, and a little chipboard glue gun. It's just so cute, all this stuff in the collection. So this one came together really easily. And in case you're wondering where you write your message, on the left hand side of the card, or the inside of the card, I actually in both placed a sort of small bit of paper, and that's like the ideal place where you can write something. And I didn't decorate the fronts of the cards too much. For some reason the camera didn't record, but as you can see, I kept it very, very simple because it's all happening inside the card, so I didn't want to overcomplicate the front. And yeah, those are my cards. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you'll give these cards a try. And I'll leave a link to the blog post in the description box, and I think that's everything. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I'll see you very soon for more videos.